Today I have lots of hacks, dupes, and Dollar Tree DIYs perfect to try just in time for this upcoming Easter. Please hit the thumbs up button and let's go ahead and jump on into it. First up, we are making some little blocks that have some spring words on them in some bright fun spring colors using any MDF signs. I know that Dollar Tree is constantly putting these out. You can just grab some of these and they're very easy to cut down. They're like this MDF material. You can cut these down with a miter box and saw. So I like to pick these yellow boxes up at Walmart. They're very inexpensive and it just pays to have one. If you have more of a permanent area, you can actually attach this to a table so it won't wiggle around. But since I make these videos, I am pulling it into the frame. I do struggle with it just kind of wiggling a little bit, but it is still super simple to do. So I got this cut down. It did take 2 boards since I am cutting some longer pieces, and I wanted to use some fun felt letters that I found at the Dollar Tree. So I went ahead and laid out my letters so I could see how big I needed the blocks to be, then painted them these fun different colors, and then stuck the little letters down here. Now if you didn't have the letters, you could print some off, trace them, or use any sticker, but I just love the pop of spring colors, and these turned out super cute. As soon as I saw this little like bunny stake with the little 3D hands, I knew I could turn this into a really cute like crate that could hold things. This would be also really cute on like a coffee bar where you could like put different things inside the little crate. But for this, I just wanted to make a little decorative piece. So I'm cutting down the little hexagon so it was a square, and this will glue perfectly behind one of the wooden crates. I do want the head to stick up in the back so you can see his little face, and then glue the hands on the front. So I painted the crate pink. I did fill in the little hole that was at the top of his head. I attached a ribbon because you could still kind of see the hot glue. If you wanted to go all professional, you could fill this in with some wood filler, sand that down, and then paint it with some white. But I was just trying to do a really quick DIY. So some flowers would look really cute in here, but I love these little speckled eggs. So I thought this was a perfect opportunity to fill this little crate up with the speckled eggs to display them. So I was in the Dollar General and I found some of these bunny stickers. Now Dollar Tree does have tons of stickers, but these little felt ones with the little tail just caught my eye. I love them so much. So I picked up one of these little frames with the pink border. I love tons of the pastel like pink and greens and blues, but this is more of like a bright color and I just felt like it was going to add in a bunch of bright colors. I love all of the bright colors during spring. I put some fake like barnwood paper as the backing. They just played around with these. I loved how they looked actually on the sticker sheets. So I'm just trying to align them the same way by stacking them on top of each other, but I feel like this turned out really, really cute. And the little bunny tails just make the whole thing, so I love how this is kind of 3D. A really fun hack is if you have any like leftover little statues like this, these actually come from Walmart and Target Dollar Spot, and they kind of look old, but they're like fairly new. But I just took a can of spray paint, white matte, and spray painted these, and these weren't painted perfect. They were just cheap in like the Dollar Spot and like Walmart. It was like the last bunny left of this gray one, so I couldn't even find one that didn't have a flaw on it. So I just spray painted them white, got the look that I was going for, and then made them some new little ribbons out of some Dollar Tree ribbon. I especially love this little lavender and white gingham. I wanted it to look like it was tied around his neck, so I went ahead and tied the string on and then attached a little bow. Kirkland's is one of my favorite places to get inspiration from, especially in the springtime. They have these gorgeous like floral centerpieces and arrangements that I love to get inspired by. So I found this one that had like the floral around it, and I knew I could create something that looked like that. So I picked up one of these little like candle holders from Dollar Tree, and then using a wreath form and attaching it to a wooden piece. Now this wooden piece came from Walmart, but it was 99 cents. Wherever you want to get it would work fine, but I go ahead and hot glue that down in place, and then I'm covering everything, especially like the ugly hot glue as well as the darker green color, with some lighter green color, so whenever I do attach my greenery on here, it's not going to show through. So go ahead and coat that, and then using some different florals, anything that you like, I go ahead and start gluing them all the way around. this specific greenery come from Walmart. I just feel like it is so beautiful with the lavender, but Dollar Tree also sells lavender picks, but I feel like it was kind of getting lost and kind of flat. I really want to build this up and make it look more high-end, so I am taking a greenery pick that I have and going ahead and pulling all of those off and gluing them down before I add the purple lavender, and I feel like it's just really elevating it and looking so much nicer. These speckled eggs are one of my favorites, so I'm going to go ahead and glue them all the way around this arrangement and then stick a yellow candle inside. I feel like that really popped off and made it look more like Easter colors, but this looks so gorgeous, and I personally like it better than the original one that I saw at the store. For the next project, I am using a thrift store find, this large circular frame. This was kind of a unique piece, very inexpensive. Now you could create the same look using Dollar Tree items. They now sell like the circular wooden signs you can use, or flip any of their circular signs around and use the back side, and then you can just cover up the original image with some brown paper or paint over it for the backing. But for this, I just loved it. I felt like it was so unique. It was a little bit off-white, so I went ahead and gave it a fresh coat of white paint, and then I'm going in and covering the backing with this bright pink buffalo check pattern, which I love so much, which the scrapbooking paper come from Hobby Lobby. And then Dollar Tree sells these little wooden bunny cutouts, which are so adorable. I fixed these up. This is hands down one of my favorite signs that I've ever made for Easter. It is just super cute, and I'll be excited to use it for years to come. So I attach my paper down on the backing, paint my little bunnies white, and then go ahead and give them the cutest little face. So a tip that I like to tell everyone is that I don't instantly know how I'm going to paint all of these little faces. I just enjoy pulling up on Pinterest like how to paint a bunny face or painted bunny face, and you can see so many different ideas to get inspired by and literally just look at them. You can even print them off and transfer them on the wooden piece if you want to, but I just went ahead and just looked off of it to paint these. And then I had the metal bunny sign from Dollar Tree, so I thought it would be cute to put "Somebody Loves You" and go ahead and just fill in the rest of those letters with some rub-ons. But I feel like this sign turned out so gorgeous. I love hanging Easter signs off of like a shelf that I have in my entryway, so it's going to look so gorgeous hanging there. I did forget the little teeth, so I went ahead and filled those in, but I love the pop of pink. Another Kirkland's find is this hop sign, which was pretty pricey for what it was. I knew that we could make this at home, so I'm using a Dollar Tree wreath, and then I did pick up these letters from Walmart because I want this to be a sturdy piece, but you also could cut this out of wood on your own or even like cardboard if you're wanting more of an inexpensive project. I've even seen people cut down like the foam board for letters and wrap that in twine. So anything that fits in your budget and what you feel comfortable with doing, whether that's using power tools or not. But for the wreath, I'm going ahead and getting some greenery. I love these little different shades of lavender picks from the Dollar Tree, so I go ahead and glue those down. And then I painted these neon eggs. These are the only small eggs I could find, so I just kind of like dulled them down a little bit with some chalk paint in more of like my style colors. And then I did use a piece of wood that I already had, but once again, Dollar Tree sells long like MDF signs that we used earlier. You can paint that to match the sign, but I painted it white, and then I'm going to make my letters stand up as well as the wreath, so kind of attaching these one by one and then attaching them together and making it look just right. And then once again, after putting this all together, I like it even better than the original picture. I decided to opt out of the bunny ears and just leave this as is, but this fits my style and you can paint this any color that you would like. I know that I just shared with you all how I made an arrangement around a glass container, but another fun hack is to pick up like a larger container. I love these from Dollar General, and grab any wreath. I like these wreaths from the Target dollar spot, and then it does look a little bare whenever you purchase it because these are really inexpensive, but I'm just filling this in with some more Dollar Tree florals, and this is hands down the easiest way to get a very colorful, gorgeous centerpiece that looks high-end but costs less than 10 bucks. I know that Dollar Tree does sell the already made like wooden bead hangers or wreaths, and you can definitely purchase these. They are a tad bit smaller, but they're already ready to go and very nice. But if you can't find them or just want something larger, you can take one of these metal wreath forms or metal hoops. This isn't even like a real wreath form, but it was just called hoop, I think, on the package, and I just kind of broke where it was welded together or attached together, and then filled this up with some wooden beads, duct taped it together, and then started decorating it with some fun florals. I go ahead and add a dab of hot glue on both sides just so the beads are going to stay in place and not fall to each side. I love these darker like lavender pieces, so I'm so excited. That's one of my favorite things, to go into Dollar Tree and look for like the good picks. Most of the time I pass them up and run to Walmart and get their inexpensive picks because I feel like they're such good quality and sometimes they don't look fake, but Dollar Tree has been stepping it up. You never know what you're going to get when you go in there, but I will say that all the good ones go first. I have noticed as many times as I shop at Dollar Tree there are lots of florists that are shopping there. I get in line and sometimes I see people come through that are buying like 15 vases or 20 vases, or they have their cart full of flowers, and I know there are so many like small businesses that would use fake flowers. So whenever you see the ones that you want, you might want to go ahead and grab them. But like I said, you always can check out Walmart because they also have picks that like are under $1 as well as like the $1.25 price point. So I put together this really simple bow. I love just tying together some burlap ribbon, filled this in with some more flowers just to make it look really full, and this looks really gorgeous. You could hang it on a door or display it on the wall. One of my favorite ways to make a really fast sign that looks framed and nice is to just flip any sign that you don't like backwards, and it's automatically going to look like it has a frame if it has like this raised up back, and I just love it so much. So for this one, I specifically went through and painted the frame itself first, or the border, with a darker color, and then dry brushed over that just to make it look like it had that faux wood look, and then filling in the entire thing with some white paint. Now I know that Dollar Tree has out some wooden beads that would be perfect for this, or picking up some of the wooden beads from Hobby Lobby that's already on a strand. But for this, at the time of filming, all I could find was this pack of colorful beads, especially in this smaller size. So I go ahead and just thread some on some jute twine and then paint this with white spray paint. And then I wanted to add a word to the bottom. I have these leftover Valentine metal signs, so I am picking out the love one. I felt like it would be the most like everyday use, so I decided to add that to the bottom. And then I was trying to be brave and actually hand paint some little tulips here. I had saw a sign recently that had some hand painted tulips on it, and I thought it was so gorgeous, so I knew I could easily do these. They're like the easiest flower to draw. So I go ahead and sketch out what I wanted with a pencil, because you can easily erase away or paint over the like excess markings that you don't want, but I just kind of sketched out what I wanted and then go over it with the chalk paint. This would be the perfect project to make for like a spring craft night or ladies night. I just feel like the painting is not overwhelming. Everyone could easily paint these same shapes, even if you had to use like a stencil, and then just kind of customize it to the colors that they wanted. I love this moss green color. I feel like it was perfect for the stems, and then went in with some blue and pink. And then I do take a little bit of darker gray paint and just dab over the love sign because I feel like it was kind of getting washed out with the white paint. Whenever I'm crafting, I love making signs that stand up on a stand, and a very easy stand to make is using a dowel rod or toilet plunger. In this case, I did use a toilet plunger handle and just cut the threads off, and then screw it to one of the Dollar Tree like little scalloped wooden pieces, or actually I think this one came from Hobby Lobby because I see the packaging there. But they do sell these at Dollar Tree, but I attach them together with some screws. Definitely don't just use hot glue, this will fall over. And then just made over this little pink sign into something really cute and decorative for Easter, and then I can attach it to the stand itself. So I attached some more scrapbooking paper, and then I am using my Cricut to cut out an Easter decal, but you could use a window cling here or like letters to spell out something for Easter, but very simple to do, but looks really cute on this stand. Now this can be a tricky part, how to attach the sign itself to the stand, because the sign does kind of warp in a little bit, so it's not going to sit flush against it. So I like to put some ribbon to attach it and then secure that with some popsicle sticks. I do put some decorative ribbon around the top and the bottom just to dress it up a little bit more, and then add in some greenery. So I love this pop of purple with the pink. As you can tell, I'm like a girly girl, so I'm adding tons of pink, and I have all three girls at home, so they love all things pink, and whenever you see rabbit decor, they always go for the girly rabbits with the big bows on them. So that's just my style to decorate for having fun with the kids. But definitely just paint this frame any color that you would like. You could even go more of a neutral, but looks really cute standing up with some rabbits and little Easter decor around it. A really easy DIY is to grab these already decorative little buckets at Dollar Tree and just fill them up with whatever you want. Dollar Tree usually has really fun bunny head stakes or the little bunny bottoms, which look really cute stabbed down in some styrofoam, as well as some flowers. So once again, going more to this lavender color, I just love purple. I guess it's one of my favorite colors, the soft lavender color, so I added in all of my projects. Plus I feel like this really coordinated with the bucket, so just filled this as full as I could and then stuck some little burlap bunnies down inside. Because I love adding the little wooden accents all over my house, I did cut down a popsicle stick to look like a tag and stained it this light brown color, put the decals on it, and then hot glued it to the edge. And I feel like this just added something extra just for extra detail, but turned out really cute. Another fun Kirkland's find is this Happy Easter sign with the little bunny butt at the top and these big floppy ears. So I thought this would be fun to make over. I found a sign at Dollar Tree that was in a multiple pieces that I could easily cut down. So I removed all the 3D pieces, flipped them over so that I could paint the smooth backing. I did have to take a razor knife and kind of chop down the top sign so it was staggered a little bit like the one in the store. So I painted the planks different colors. I painted this top one brown and then the bottom one white, painted the little wooden oval at the top that I'm going to use as the bunny butt, and then I needed some little feet, so I just cut out some little oval shapes out of some extra wood that I had, but you could use the little like 3D cutout eggs that Dollar Tree sells. And then I took a large like cotton ball, cut it in half, and then I did dab on a little bit of brown paint so it wasn't so washed out and it did show up. I cut some bunny ears out of some burlap fabric that I had, and they wouldn't stand up perfect, so I did glue a couple together, kind of whitewashed over them so they coordinate with the bunny as well as the sign, and then attach everything together. One of my favorite ways to transfer words on a sign is to actually print them off on the computer. You can scribble on the back of these with like a number 2 pencil and then trace over them, and it transfers this onto the sign. Now you can do this with some carbon paper, but I don't know how many people would have that laying around, so this is just a really easy, simple hack if you don't want to get out the Cricut or have to use messy stencils. I struggle with stencils myself. I feel like the paint always bleeds underneath this stencil if it's not like a sticky one, and most of those have to be like custom made or ordered. But I go ahead and trace this, and then I can just fill it in. For the white one, you can use just like white chalk so it doesn't show up on your sign as much. And then I didn't like how lightly colored I was painting the Easter, so I do go back in with some darker paint and fill that in. So as much as I love the little speckled eggs, I thought it would be fun to make some speckled jars. So for these, I'm painting them like some eggshell colors that I thought were really pretty. So like this soft blue color as well as this minty green color. And then the hack to this is actually you can take some black paint and then a toothbrush, but I go ahead and just dip it in the paint and just kind of splash it, like flick it with my finger so it will splash on the jar in little speckles. And I just keep doing this. At first it's super light, but it shows up more and more after I get a little bit more brave and comfortable with applying more pressure and getting it filled in. But this is so cute. I add a bow to the top. You can fill this in with your favorite florals, and it just adds in more of those pops of spring color. And then another project I have is kind of making like a little spring terrarium in this glass container and then elevating it on the little candlestick. I do want to paint the candlestick a different color, so I go ahead and paint that with some white. I'm going to be gluing this to the bottom, but I'm filling the glass container up with some greenery and then cutting out a little like bird out of some scrapbooking paper that I have just to look really cute and add in more of those spring fillings. I felt like adding the jute twine to the top and the bottom would give it some more dimension, and then glued it to the base of this candlestick and then filled that with some greenery as well as these little decorative vase fillers. And then I'm adding in that little bird. Now I cut it out of this musical note scrapbooking paper. I feel like just screams like musical birds. I feel like it looks so cute. This is very inexpensive, found at Hobby Lobby. I just printed out a little template or a silhouette that I could trace, but you definitely could hand trace this or just freehanded. It's super easy to cut out a little bird with a beak, tuck that down inside. This is something that I'll easily be able to trade out for each season, but love how the bird silhouette is in there. You could even like put this on cardboard or anything if you want it more sturdy, but I really liked how this one turned out.